Hello everyone. So I turned the Razorleaf into a cargo ship. I know, hear me out. The Razorleaf is not that great of a ship. There are so many better free ships that you can get for free in the game as you progress, but the Razorleaf does have something that no other ship has. And that is, half of the time when you meet enemy ships, they think you're the Mantis and they just leave. So if you think about it, it makes perfect sense. Turn the Razorleaf into a cargo ship. Heavy and slow. Half of the time, you're not gonna get attacked. The only two groups that they don't care and attack you anyway are the Varoons and the Starborns. All other pirate ships that you meet, they shoot you a couple of times, they realize that you're the Mantis and they just take off. I pretty much changed everything and looks like it doesn't matter. It's still being recognized as the Mantis ship. So let's just take a look at the numbers. We have 15,940 cargo space. That's almost 1,600. And that is just a base number based on the equipment. If you actually rank up your payload skill to, let's say, rank 4, you get an additional 50%, I think, on top of that. So you're pretty much going over 20,000. I did give it a good shield. We don't want to be getting destroyed. The crew is 8. I do have quite a few crew members, so I didn't want to have them unassign and reassign them each time I switch ships. So I make sure that I still get a good amount of crew. 10 I think is the max. I'm at 8, so it's okay. Jump range was important to me. 26 I think is decent. It will at least allow me to get to most places in one trip. Mobility obviously is going to be low, is 28, but then again, most of the time you don't get attacked, so it's okay. Top speed is 130, so if you go on a straight line, if you just go straight, the ship is still fast. It's just when you want to turn, that's when mobility kicks in and you're really slow at turning. But if you're going just boosting, going straight to avoid missiles or getting shot, it's still fast. I thought that this makes a lot of sense, making the Mantis ship as a cargo ship. And what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna take it apart into layers and I'll show you guys, what the parts are. If you wanna kind of do something similar. It's actually very simple. The design that I took inspiration from is one of those Deimos ships that I think they are selling. Alright, so I broke it down into different layers. So let's start with the bottom layer. So I am moving the bay from the back to the front. I just didn't like having to go around it. So I'm using this Hope landing bay, which you have to go to Hope Tech to get it. And I am also attaching 2 Hope Tech landing gears instead of the original landing gear. Mostly because I do like this design, which is why I'm using it. Then I have 2 of these boxes, cargos, the Galleon S204 cargos. I have 2 of those just back to back. This is the Deimos landing gear. I believe this one is from the original ship. I attached 2 big helium tanks just so that I can actually use the full 26 light years jump range. 250 each, 500. I think it gets me pretty close to that. I do have a shielded cargo, just one down here below, and you can get that one up the red mile in Porrima 3, so that's there. Then I also have these cargos, which are the Galleon S203, so they're a little bit different. They are not a perfectly square. They have a kind of edge a little bit on the side, so it just looks better. It does hold less, a little bit less than the other ones, but it's okay. Then I have some landing gears. They're all the NG20s, and you get those by going to Nova Galactic in Titan in the Sol system. Basically I have the same ones. It has different variants. So this is a square variant, and then these are the other variants on the side. At the back I have another landing gear. This is a Taiyo landing gear. You get it at the Taiyo vendor in Neon City. Then I just have the reactor and the grav drive. They are both class C. They are not the best, but they are like a decent, like a second or third best instead. I wanted to keep the cost relatively low. It's around 250-300 credits, which is still quite a lot, but if you compare what you can buy with that money some of the pre-made ships, I think this is probably a better choice, in my opinion anyway. And on top of the grab drive, I have the shield, which is the Assurance SG 1800. I'm not sure if this is the best shield or not, but it is definitely a good one. So that is the bottom layer. Now the second layer, I kind of split them into front and back. So the front is pretty easy. It's just the original cockpit with a hub at the back, and I made it into a control station so that I could have additional crew members. And at the top, just two structure materials. One is the Deimos radiator, the other one is the Deimos spine, and on the side are the Deimos wing, the A ones. This is one of the weapons. I like the laser beams. They have really good range, and I usually don't put any weapons that is under 3000 in range. Now at the back of that, I have another hub. It is a control station for the crew members. At the back, I have this one. This is the Deimos mess hall 2x3. So this is another specialty part that you have to specifically go to Deimos, which is orbiting Mars, I believe. I'll put all those locations in the description. I use an entire 3x2, but you could very well use 3 different 2x1s instead if you want to have a, a workshop, a science lab. And then on each of the side, I have a 3x1 Deimos living quarters, and the other one I think is all in one berth. And this is a structural part, the Deimos braking engine. And over here we have the Deimos wing again, and this is the Deimos wing D, just to finish off the back. And then below I have 2 missile launchers on each side. The Tratter 280B, 4000 range, pretty decent damage. And then there is the engine. So these are the Amundsen X300 or Amundsen, I don't know how to pronounce it. So X300 engines, I have 4 of them, and 2 of them are here on this side. So let's put this together, maybe the second level. This goes in here, and this goes in here. So the 2 levels are done. Now the top level, we have the Docker. This is the Deimos Colin. This one is from the original ship. I added these 2 Nova braking engines. They are just structural parts. You can find this one in New Atlantis. I have 2 more blocks of the Galleon S204 back to back. And then on the side, these are the Galleon S203, which are the same as the one that were on the bottom. But now they're just flipped to be on the surface. And I have the sharp edge facing inside just so that I can attach those wings on the outside. I have again another wing, the Deimos wing A. At the top I have a Nova radiator, also structured just for looks. And this whole thing running in the middle, so this is the Deimos spine A, then the spine B, and then there's the Deimos the tail A. And then behind them, 2 more of the same engine. So it's pretty simple build. It's not a lot of parts. And yeah, we can just drop it in. It goes in here, and this goes to the side, and this goes to the side. So everything perfectly aligns. That is the build. Honestly, I'm surprised that it turned out to be pretty good looking. I was not expecting this ship would look good, but I'm glad that it doesn't look like a cargo ship. And it actually looks pretty aggressive. You could take this design and make it into a regular fighter. So just remove a couple of blocks, replace them with hubs or anything else, add more weapons, and you actually have a pretty decent fighter. Alright, so I showed you a little bit how the ship looks. I think it looks really good. I like these landing gears, all the steam coming out of them. I really like the effect. Same thing with these landing gears as well, but yeah, so this is actually pretty good looking. I'm gonna get to the top. Here's how the ship looks in game. I think it looks pretty good. It's actually a really nice looking design. Okay, so that is it for the build. Let me know what you guys think. Is this a good call? I think it's a good call. Alright, but let me know. So yeah, I hope this was helpful. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you all for watching. Enjoy the game, have fun. I'll see you on the next video.